Hey folks, Randy here with Dolan Cut and Trim. I gotta admit something to you, and it's something I usually try and keep to myself, but I'm just gonna come clean here and say I Google myself sometimes. I don't actually Google myself. That can get a little depressing, uh, especially if the Yelp results come up, because Yelp hates me. But what I do, so I don't actually do that. But what I do is I will search my company name in YouTube just to see if anything comes up. You know, I'm not that active in lawn care YouTube land, so if somebody mentioned my name or tagged me in something, I wouldn't necessarily know. But I do get curious, so every once in a while I will type my name in, see what comes up. And what came up was shoot, man, I realize I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce your channel name. I feel bad. I'm sorry. Hazardra. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Hazardra Lawn Care. He did I guess it's a challenge. Yeah, 40 question challenge, and mentioned me in or I don't know, how does that work? Like said, like, hey Randy, why don't you do it too? Something like that. And so I've never actually been part of one of these things before, and I actually felt kind of cool that he mentioned me. So I was like, well, I'll do it. I don't usually do these things. When people do it on Facebook, I just kind of let it go on by. But whatever. So these questions are really random. I don't know where these came from, but we'll give it a go. So question 1, do you like blue cheese? No. I don't have anything to add to that. Coke or Pepsi? All right, so this has been kind of an evolution for me. I started off as a Coke person as a child because my mother is a Coke person, and at some point I realized I can't taste the difference between Coke and Pepsi, and so I think Pepsi was a little cheaper in my area, so I switched to Pepsi. And that is how I was through my teens and early 20s. And then recently, I had the opportunity to try a Pepsi, and I thought it was disgusting. So I'm going to have to call myself a Coca-Cola person. Are you in a relationship? Yes, actually. As a matter of fact, I am. My wife and I have been married for 11 and a half years. Not only have we been married 11 and a half years, we dated for almost a year before we got married. I actually proposed to her, I think it was 3 months into the relationship. And she's the only person I've ever dated. She's the only, yeah, I married her when I was 21, and she's the only woman I'm ever going to be with ever. Because it's awesome. I really enjoy being married. But a lot of people say, like, oh, you should wait to get married. Whatever, dude. I like being married. I like my wife. Let's see. Whiskey, tequila, or vodka? None of the above. I've never had a drink in my entire life. Nothing. No drink. No drink. No whiskey. No tequila. No wine. No beer. Nothing. The reason for that is, like, most people assume it's for religious reasons, and I guess when I was a kid, it was. But my feelings on that are a little different now than they were when I was younger. And honestly, the reason I don't drink is because I have a very, I don't know if addictive personality is the right word, but if I find something I like, I always do it to excess. So I don't drink at all because I'm pretty sure I'd be a raging alcoholic, and I can be kind of an emotional person, and I don't know what kind of a drunk I would be. But what I do know is if I drank, I would get drunk all the time. So, hot dog or cheeseburger? Cheeseburger that I made. Cheeseburgers are one of those things that I can't get at a well, no, that's not true. That's not true. If we're just going generic on the grill cheeseburger, I love my cheeseburgers. I also really like my turkey burgers. I dice up jalapenos and mix it in with the ground turkey. My turkey burgers are banging, man. I've never had a good turkey burger at a store, ever. I think they're pretty disgusting. But if you make it yourself, turkey burgers are pretty good. But cheeseburgers obviously better. Favorite food? Honestly, favorite food. I don't really have a favorite food. I gotta be, I gotta be honest. I really like my cooking. Part of this whole COVID-19 stuff, and being home all the time, I took up cooking. Like I started learning how to cook, and I love cooking with cast iron. I don't use a single like metal pan or anything. Like the only time I'll use metal pan, I'll use pots, like metal pots for like boiling water and stuff like that. But I cook with cast iron exclusively. I've got two 8-inch cast irons, two 10-inch, and a 12-inch. Well, technically I have three 10-inches, but one of them is like a deep one. But I don't use that one as often. But I think my favorite food has got to be my cooking. I really like my barbecue chicken. I really like my cast iron mac and cheese. I really like my spicy we could just list everything I make. I really like it a lot. Except my green bean casserole. I don't like my green bean casserole. My mother and sister said it was really good. I didn't like it. Favorite season? No, excuse me, I skipped one. Can you do 100 push-ups? I mean, yes, of course. It might take a while, but I could definitely do 100 push-ups over the course of, I would guess, 3 to 4 days, but I'd get there. Push-ups are something that if I'm not doing them every day, it just completely, I lose it completely. So the most I've ever been able to do at one time was, I think, 25. But it's one of those things, like if I were to do a push-up now, I could definitely do one, but I wouldn't be able to do the next one. And it's kind of weird. Tomorrow, if I do it again tomorrow, I'll be able to do 2. And the next day I'll be able to do 3. And it just kind of goes like that. So, favorite season. I really enjoy the way the weather feels for about a week and a half in spring in Maryland. And then after that, it's either too hot, too cold, too whatever. Favorite hobby. I really jump into, I don't have a specific favorite hobby. I just jump into stuff, like sometimes I'll be really, really into YouTube and doing YouTube. Sometimes like last winter, my hobby was building that tiny house that I kind of briefly showed you guys. I didn't completely finish it, but I learned so much doing it and I loved it. I had a lot of fun. And my current hobby is I'm rehabbing a trail manor, which is a it's a pop-up camper, but it's all hard sides. It's a really cool camper. I've been working on that. So that's kind of my hobby right now. Tattoos. Nope, no tattoos. I don't like them. I don't like not being able to get out of stuff. So tattoo feels like something where I'd kind of, get a tattoo, you're kind of locked into that tattoo, and I don't want to get locked into a tattoo. So, no tattoos. Do you wear glasses? No. I mean, I wear sunglasses, but I don't think that's what you meant. Phobias. I don't think I have a phobia. I can't think of one. So I'm just going to say I don't have a phobia, because I can't think of a phobia. Nicknames. Well, when I was a kid, my dad called me Killer. I don't remember why, but it was a baseball player. Oh, I believe the baseball player's name was Harmon Killebrew. And I don't remember if my dad liked the player or just liked the sound of the name, but Harmon Killebrew's nickname was Killer, and my dad liked that. My dad wanted me to grow up to be a famous baseball player, and so he nicknamed me Killer. Now, in high school, I got the slightly less nice nickname. In high school, some people that I don't want to say were well-meaning, but they used to call me Shrek Balboa, because they said I looked like Shrek and I sounded like Rocky Balboa when I talked, which I actually found that a little hurtful. Now I think it's funny, but at the time I didn't enjoy it. Favorite candy? That would either be a Hershey's bar king size or Reese's peanut butter deep cup. I really like those two things. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you mean the Holy Ghost? I believe in that. Do you believe in ghosts? Not in like that Casper the Ghost kind of way, but yeah. Biggest downfall. I like to eat a lot. That is my biggest downfall, I think, by far. Yeah. I like to eat. Not good. Rain or snow? I mean, come on. Snow. I don't make any money in the rain, but snow? There's money to be made in snow. Except for this year. I stopped working for the one company I was doing snow removal for, and the other company, they moved to Idaho, so I can't really go over there. So, I don't know about snow this year. Piercings. Well, if you look at my belly button, no, I'm just kidding. No piercings. No additional holes have been poked in my body. Except for like surgical scars, but that's not what you meant. Your age? You never ask a fellow his age. I'm 33. I was born in 1987, for those of you that watch this next year. But I am 33 years as of this recording. French fries or onion rings? Well, it depends on the restaurant, but most of the time, French onion rings. French fries. Most of the time, French fries. Kids? Yes, I have a son. He's 8, and he's my favorite person to be around besides my wife. I really like hanging out with my son. He's a funny guy. Favorite color? I'm going to say green, because I've been told by multiple ladies that green makes my eyes pop. What do you think? I keep losing my spot. Can you... Oh, no. Yeah. Can you sing? Have you guys ever seen the other guys? Mark Wahlberg's character. Remember how he has all these skills that he's learned to do sarcastically? That's kind of how I describe my singing ability. I can sing, but only sarcastically. I can do most types of singing just sarcastically, and it has to be in the moment. I have to feel it in my soul and let it out, and it's not in my soul at this exact moment, so I can't really give it to you, or else I would. Sorry, man. I know a bunch of you were probably hoping I was going to sing right there, but I'm not. Can you whistle? Kinda, but I can only do it sucking air in. I can't do it blowing out. Like if I try and blow like whistle like, but if I bring the air in, I don't know what that's about, but that's how I learned to whistle. Where were you born? Annapolis, Maryland. I was born in Annapolis, Maryland. However, that is not where I lived. I did live in Annapolis when I got married. My wife was stationed at the Naval Academy, and so she lived, because she was in the Navy when we got married, and she lived in an apartment in Annapolis, so I moved in with her, and we lived there for the first 2.5 years of our marriage. No, yeah, 2 years, I think. Almost 2.5 years we lived there. But that's where I was born. Siblings, I got one sister, who's pretty smart and is like got all the degrees and got her degree debt free. Master's level. And you know what her student loan payment is? 0. Because she got it debt free. Think about that. How did she get it debt free, Randy? How was she able to do it? She worked a job. She saved her money. And she went to school debt free. Quite impressive, if you were asking me. Which you didn't, but I mean, you got it. Can you cook? We already covered this. I am a fantastic cook for me. I'm not sure how much other people like my cooking. My wife likes my cooking, but honestly, I cook for myself, and I am very happy with how I cook. So, Can you swim? Last time I tried. Honestly, cannot remember the last time I was in a swimming pool. It might have been when we were in Annapolis. And we moved out of Annapolis in 2012, early 2012. So I possibly have not gone swimming in 8 years. But the last time I tried, I didn't drown. So I think, yeah. Are you religious? Now, the answer we're looking for here is no, is yes. But honestly, I feel like no. I consider myself to be, I guess, a follower. I mean, well, maybe I am religious. I mean, let's unpack this. So I do think, in the sense of what the scripture says, when the Bible references religion in a positive light, which happens very rarely, I do feel like I kind of embody that. You know, the Bible talks about true religion is caring for the widows and the orphans, and I can say that I've done that. I'm not the best at it, but you know, I've definitely worked in those populations, and you know, have helped, and I still actively work with people and try and be charitable. So in that sense, I'm religious. As far as my personal walk with God, I don't really think of myself as a religious person. I think of myself as more of a relationship person. There's not much in the way of fanciness when it comes to my relationship with God. I talk to Jesus the way I talk to you guys, just like this. This is how I pray. And there's not a lot of pomp and circumstance to it. So while, yeah, I'm a religious guy, I guess, I consider myself more of a relationship person. Now, what you will find interesting, some of you that are still watching, if you've gotten this far, is I'm not a Trinitarian. I am a oneness Pentecostal. I'm a part of the Apostolic Church. So, you know, we'll save that for the theology podcast. But yeah, I don't believe in the Trinitarian concept of God. We can get into that another time, but nobody really is interested in that for the sake of this video. Shower or bath? I mean, come on. I'm a grown man. Shower. So, do you like a big city or nature? I definitely prefer nature, but I don't mind the city being nearby. I'm a moderate city guy. Like, I don't like being in the city. I get stressed out. Like Baltimore City, I hate going there. It's very rare that I'll go there. Annapolis is about as big city as I like to go. And Annapolis is a city of 40,000 people. So, but that's about as city as I like to get. I really enjoy being out in nature, but it's not really something I get to do that often. So, yeah. Are you a good friend? Yes. Most people don't know that because I don't have that many friends. I am very tight with my circle of friends. Very, very tight. There's very few people I would call friend in a meaningful way. I've got my closest friend, Chet. And so, you know, if Chet needs anything at any time, I drop everything I'm doing and I'll do anything. Chester could ask me for anything and I'll hook him up. I'll take care of it. If I have the ability to do it, I'm there. And I feel like Chet's the same way with me. You know, it's I would call it more of a brother relationship than friend. And so he's my closest friend. But there's a couple people that are like that, where if you have that status with me, there's nothing I won't do for you and yours. So, you know, Chester, his wife, you know, Steven and his wife, some other folks, very few. I don't like naming people too much because I don't want to like forget to mention somebody. But those are people that if either the husband or the wife, or I guess kids, need something, if it's in my ability to do it, I will do it without question, and I don't expect to be paid back ever. Broken bones? Never had a broken bone. Never. Yeah, there's nothing else to say about that. Let's see. How many TVs do you own? One. Well, it's funny. There's only one TV in my house. Um, and then there's two TVs in the tiny house that I built last year. That's it. So there's only one TV in my house, and funny thing. This is kind of funny actually. Now that I think about it, my wife and I actually have not bought. We've bought one TV in the last 10 years. But well, let me think. So the TV that's in our house, somebody gave us. They were upgrading to 4K, and so they gave us our 1080p TV. But the TV we'd had before that was a 720p TV that my wife actually bought before we were even married. So she got it in 2007 or 2008. And we still have that TV. And then we have, and that's I don't know how big that one is. And then we have another tiny TV that's also in the Trailmanor, but I use the Trailmanor in the tiny house, but I use that as a monitor. But as far as in my house, we only have we only have the one TV. Worst pain ever. I don't know. It's either ear infection or broken tooth. Ear infection, I was able to work through an ear infection, but I was literally mowing people's lawns crying while I was doing it. But then I actually had back in 2016, I had a cavity filled, and then right after I quit my job with the state and lost my dental insurance, that filling fell out. And it kept getting worse, and it would start to hurt. So what I started doing was using this stuff called Dentemp, and I would just stuff that in the cavity. And I did that for 2 years. It was awful. And then one day, the tooth literally just broke apart in my mouth, and it was just exposed. Those nerves were exposed, and it was awful. Yeah, it was awful. So that might be the worst. Do you like to dance? Yes. But only for my wife. And I got to feel it in the moment, Do you like camping? I like camping. I haven't been in forever, but I do like it. I mean, that's why we bought the Trailmanor, so we can start doing that. Because we used to do it when I was a kid, and great memories of that. And then, are you weird? I mean, weird is relative. I like to think that I am myself. And I think when somebody is being truly themselves, I do think that can come across as odd to people. I'm very adamant about no debt, and I don't really care that that's different. And that can be odd. But I in my opinion, I think when people are considered weird, I think what's actually happening is they're not conforming to societal norms. And they're being more true to themselves than the rest of people. I had a friend, and I don't want to say his name because people would know who I was talking about. I had a friend growing up that we all went to school, but he was homeschooled. And there's that stereotype that homeschoolers are weird. And I started thinking about it. I was is it that homeschoolers are weird, or is it just they don't have social pressure causing them to hide who they actually are? And so maybe homeschoolers actually are actually giving a more honest representation of who they are, while the rest of us are hiding all the weird parts of our personalities so that we'll be more accepted by the group. So I hope I'm weird. I hope so. But I don't know. I don't think I'm weird though. I think I like me. So all right. So now I'm supposed to tag 6 people. I don't know who to tag. I guess I don't know. I'll tag. Let's see. I'll tag people I know because that's the best I can do, and I don't know if any of these people will respond to this. For some of these people, I don't think do this kind of stuff. So I tag Carlo from, I don't know what your channel name is currently, dude, but I'll link it below. So Carlo, We'll see if I can get Bill from Billy Goat to start actually posting videos. So Bill, tag you. Why not? I don't think he'll do it. But Ben, the Acme Lawn Care. I've actually. Well, I talked to Ben on the phone once, so yeah, he counts as somebody I know. So there's 3. So Ben with Acme Lawn Mowing, and Lansing guy. Oh shoot, why can't I remember your name? Oh well, I'll post a picture. Lansing guy, and Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, because those are literally the only people I know that are on YouTube. So I tag you guys. So I have accepted the challenge. I hope you will accept the challenge as well. So this was kind of fun. Thank you, Hezardra Lawn Care, for tagging me in this. That was kind of fun. So this is Randy with Dolan Cut and Trim. Have a good one.